Hey, what's up everyone? I got a really quick impressions review video of this Spyderco Tenacious. To me, the Spyderco Tenacious is the ultimate no frills knife. This is probably the perfect starter knife for anybody, and it was for me. This knife was given to me by my brother, Christmas of 2010, and he's not an avid knife collector. He's got a couple of knives. I've actually ended up giving him a lot of knives from my collection. But he's the one that really started this whole knife collecting, knife sickness in me. And this Tenacious at 30 bucks, maybe a little bit over 30 bucks, it's a great blade at 30 bucks. Some people, if you watch reviews out there, they're saying, oh, the Tenacious should be 60 bucks or anything like that. And I think that's a bunch of bull. You do get a great knife for 30 bucks, but I think there's not a chance I would pay 60 bucks after doing all my research, after collecting for this past year now. I think Blunt Truth on his YouTube vid basically said, yeah, it's a $30 knife, and it's a great $30 knife. But what you got is Spyderco sending off his labor in China, so they're paying a lot less and all that kind of stuff, and so you're able to afford or charge a lot less for a knife that, like I said in the very beginning of this review, it's the complete no frills knife. You got G10, which is nice, over FRN, I think. Stainless steel liners, with the workmanship and stuff like that. The Chinese workmanship, the factory there, I think is pretty good. They mill out the liners. The G10 sits flush with the stainless steel. So workmanship for this knife is definitely good. But at the same time, I think for 35 bucks, I would much rather get a knife, say like the Kershaw Skyline. And I wish I had that with me still, but I actually sold that one off. But the Kershaw Skyline, I think, is a much better EDC knife than this knife. This knife I wouldn't necessarily carry as a heavy duty folder or anything like that either. So to me it's a great knife, but it's just a moderate. How can I say it better? No frills knife. 8CR13 MOV, a very soft steel. The Rockwell hardness I think is around 57, 58 or something. So it's a very soft steel. It's very easy to sharpen. This is the only knife that I've actually really been able to sharpen well on my sharp maker. But it doesn't hold its edge very long. After cutting down some boxes or whatever, it dulls really quickly. So maybe it's not a problem if you can sharpen, but I don't want to sharpen my knives every single time I'm using it, or be conscious of the fact that it might dull or whatnot. So here you have it compared against these knives: the military, the paramilitary, Delica 4, and then your Sebenza. Obviously the Sebenza at, oh God, how many times? 12 times more than this knife, even more than that. This knife, you can't really compare these two knives. What you're paying for all the frills, all the steel, S35 VN on this blade and all that kind of stuff. Titanium frame, like you're paying for all the materials and just the craftsmanship on this knife, and somebody who's in the market for this is not going to be in the market for a Sebenza. I think another knife that some people will look like in contrast to the Tenacious would be the Delica 4. This one is the ZDP 189 Delica, so it's obviously more expensive too. I think these knives are comparable. Size-wise, the Delica's a little bit smaller, but practicality-wise and light, like this is a super light. If you're just looking for a light EDC knife, this is a phenomenal blade. The FRN handles, the bidirectional handles are really, really grippy. The jimping, I think, is great on this knife. And then the only other one I would compare it to, I mean, the military is a much bigger knife. This is the titanium one. A regular military at $110, $120, I think would be a good option. But some people don't like that one. because it's too big, and I think I would agree with that as an EDC. But this one, the Paramilitary 2, the standard one with the black G10 or the camo G10 with S30V steel at $80 to $100, I think is, in my opinion, I think much better bang for the buck than the Tenacious is. Yeah, of course you're just getting a knife, and if you're just wanting to cut string or cut paracord or cut some boxes, either of these knives are going to do a good job. But when you're talking about materials, when you're talking about ergonomics, when you're talking about the lock, I don't know, even the pocket clip, maybe that's not such a big deal. Build quality, craftsmanship, USA built. Paramilitary, in my opinion, is way far superior bang for your buck. You're paying maybe $50, $60 more than the Tenacious, but this knife is way better than the Tenacious. I'm not trying to knock the Tenacious. I can't say this enough. It's a great knife, and this one in particular has some sentimental value for me. But let's put it this way: if I were not a collector and there was only one knife that I wanted to spend under $100, and I wanted to like survive the lifetime, and maybe I didn't have a good sharpener or anything like that, this is the knife that I would get. The standard one. This is the CTS 20CP one, but if the regular black G10 with S30V, between these three blades, I would get this one, every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. So anyway, that's a quick little impressions video. Yeah, so some of you guys may completely disagree and think that this is all the knife that you need, and that's totally cool. That's totally fine. But in my opinion, after collecting for a year, all different kinds of knives, all different kinds of locks, all different kinds of steels, all different kinds of prices. This one, I don't know. This one is awesome for sure. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.